PQQ helps to create new mitochondria in brain cells. It's a very potent antioxidant. It stimulates nerve growth factor and it boosts energy, cognition, memory, and learning. PQQ is a very potent antioxidant, and this plays a significant role in cognition and memory. It's the first nutrient discovered that promotes the growth of new mitochondria, or mitochondriogenesis, in your cells. Brain cells have a higher concentration of these little cellular power plants than most other cells in the body. You can have anywhere from 2 to several thousand mitochondria in each brain cell. They even have their own DNA. When you increase the number of mitochondria, you have more cellular energy to power you throughout the day. PQQ was only discovered recently, but it's been around for a very long time. It was discovered aboard NASA's spaceship Stardust in interstellar dust particles. PQQ plays a role in neurogenesis by helping to form the growth of new neurons through the stimulation of nerve growth factor. PQQ protects against oxidative damage by shielding against cellular death and damage to the DNA. It reduces inflammation in your brain, and it shields your brain from glutamate-induced toxicity, preventing apoptosis or cell death. PQQ is able to save and revive brain cell damage from beta-amyloid proteins that are associated with Alzheimer's disease, and it prevents the formation of alpha-synuclein proteins that cause Parkinson's disease. You can take PQQ to boost your brain power and improve your energy, cognition, memory, and recall. PQQ can increase the number of mitochondria in your brain cells. Mitochondria have their own DNA, and if you supply this supernutrient, they start multiplying in each of your brain cells. It helps to stop and reverse cell death, and to increase cognitive function and efficiency. PQQ helps to clean up free radicals and oxidative stress damage in the brain tissue. You proactively prevent mitochondria death and keep brain cells healthy. PQQ stimulates the production of nerve growth factor, and this helps with the growth of new neurons and the branching of neurons, improving memory and repairing damage that's caused by strokes. PQQ was first recognized as an enzyme cofactor in bacteria by a Norwegian biochemist, Jens Haag, in 1964. It wasn't until 2003 that Japanese brain researcher Mr. Kato found that PQQ also occurs in rodents and other mammals, including humans. As an enzyme cofactor, PQQ is critical to the life of your brain cells, and some would say it's even critical to life itself. Cofactors are molecules that act as helpers for enzymes that need assistance to work properly. Recent studies verify the unique ability of PQQ to stimulate the creation of new mitochondria and to improve the function of your existing mitochondria. But why would you want to hack your mitochondria? It's an understatement to overstate the dramatic impact this has not only on your brain, but in your entire body. Mitochondria's role is to convert the food that we eat into energy that powers cells to perform at their peak function. This process of mitochondriogenesis stops and reverses brain cell death and brain degeneration. PQQ is the only nutrient that can do this, and more energy in your brain cell means quicker thinking, better memory, amped up alertness, less mental fatigue, and more. PQQ stimulates the growth of new neurons through the promotion of nerve growth factor in brain cells, resulting in improved memory, cognition, and learning. PQQ is a potent antioxidant, mopping up free radicals that would otherwise damage your brain cells. PQQ is used in every cell in your body, and is particularly useful in the brain cells. It's about as close you can get to a vitamin without officially declaring it a vitamin. You get PQQ from some food that you eat, including beans, celery, cocoa, fermented foods like tempeh and natto, kiwi, papaya, potatoes. Babies get PQQ from breast milk. PQQ promotes the growth of new mitochondria. This is the only known nutrient that can perform this function. Mitochondria are the source of life and death for the neurons. They generate your neurons' energy and they control its death. But mitochondria tend to develop defects as we age. As these defects accumulate, the mitochondria start to malfunction. This results in a reduction in cellular energy production and cells start to die. The result of this dysfunction can be brain fog, cognition problems, poor memory and recall, and ultimately neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's, Huntington's disease, stroke, and others. Studies show that PQQ protects against the cellular damage by repairing and helping to create new mitochondria. Studies with mice and rats show that eliminating PQQ from their diet gives reduced mitochondria. To demonstrate how this process works, scientists added PQQ to mouse cells in a lab, and they showed that PQQ activated the camp response element binding protein, or CREB, and the peroxisome proliferator activated receptor gamma coactivator 1 alpha, or the PGC 1 alpha. This pathway is known to regulate mitochondrial biogenesis. This unique nutrient promotes the production of nerve growth factor, assisting in brain cell repair, maintenance, and regeneration, including many of the cells that are crucial for cognition, memory, and for learning. Nerve growth factor is especially important for maintaining neuroplasticity. This process is how brain cells form connections to communicate with each other. And it's how we learn new stuff and then record it to our memory. By stimulating the production of nerve growth factor, PQQ has been found to protect memory and cognition in both animals and in humans. In one study, scientists demonstrated PQQ's ability to promote the healing of injured nerves. The team used 90 healthy, white Windstar rats, and they divided them into 3 groups. The rats had injured on purpose sciatic nerves, and these were treated with vitamin E, PQQ, or a combination of both. The scientists found that 12 weeks after surgery and the introduction of PQQ to the wound, the nerves grew back. They concluded that the combination of vitamin E and PQQ promoted nerve regeneration. Another way that PQQ influences new neuron development is by protecting neuron stem and progenitor cells from glutamate toxicity or oxidative damage. This allows neurons to survive and potentially form new brain cells. As we get older, the chemistry in our brain and our energy metabolism changes. Neurons degenerate. Recall, reaction time, memory, and mood diminish. Neurotransmitter levels decline. All of these age-related changes are contributing factors to neurodegenerative diseases of aging, like Alzheimer's and dementia. But even if these things haven't degenerated to such a debilitating level, PQQ can still help. Research from hundreds of studies has shown that PQQ will boost energy levels and stamina, reduce fatigue, improve sleep, reduce the possibility of age-related diseases, improve cognition, memory, learning, and recall, repair damage that's caused by strokes, protect against Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, lower LDL or bad cholesterol also. PQQ is an extremely powerful antioxidant. For example, PQQ is able to carry out 20,000 catalytic conversions compared to only 4 for vitamin C. The studies in Parkinson's disease prevention and PQQ are particularly interesting, and they're applicable to neurohackers of any age. We're exposed to pesticides in most of the fruit and vegetables that we pick at the supermarket. And who knows what kind of brain damage we subject ourselves to every day just from the food that we eat. In the lab, animals have a pesticide injected directly into their brain to induce Parkinson's-like symptoms. In one study, PQQ not only showed a protective effect against the pesticide-caused brain damage, but it actually preserved brain mitochondria near to control levels. The message here is to buy organic food or to supplement with PQQ, and you may be able to avoid getting Parkinson's disease later in life. Mitochondrial biogenesis means that your body is creating new mitochondria. PQQ increases the number of mitochondria in your brain cells and throughout your body where your energy demands are high. Increasing your body's mitochondria is one of the anti-aging holy grails. Boosting these tiny cellular energy power plants can prevent further damage. It can add overall energy to your daily life and maybe even slow down the aging process. Users report dramatic improvements in mental and physical energy when taking PQQ. It's recommended adding also CoQ10 for a synergistic effect. PQQ has a cumulative effect, and the benefits should continue to improve over continued use. For some, the effects are immediate. For others, it could take 2 to 3 months of dosing PQQ every day. PQQ is particularly effective if you've suffered mitochondrial damage from using statin drugs. Memory improves and you'll be able to think things through more easily. Alertness gets a boost, and better vision and less eye strain if you're working on a computer or staring at a screen all day. Blood pressure readings could normalize, and you'll feel refreshed and well rested when you wake up. If you're dealing with fibromyalgia, you may get some benefits from PQQ with alleviating your chronic pain. A study in Japan investigated the effectiveness of supplementing PQQ on stress, fatigue, quality of life, and sleep. 17 adult males and female subjects took 20 milligrams of PQQ daily for 8 weeks. Changes in stress, fatigue, quality of life measures, and sleep were all evaluated. The study showed that vigor, fatigue, tension, anxiety, depression, anger, hostility, and confusion improved following the administration of PQQ. Measures of quality of life, appetite, sleep, obsession, and pain also improved significantly. The volunteers also showed a significant improvement in sleepiness upon awaking, sleep onset and maintenance, and sleep duration. The researchers concluded that supplementing with PQQ improved sleep quality and duration, mood improved due to less fatigue, and appetite and pain and obsession all showed improvement. PQQ is effective on its own for improving brain function, but when it's combined with CoQ10, the results are even more astounding. This synergy was first observed in animal studies, and it was further demonstrated in a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial in Japan. 71 middle-aged and elderly volunteers aged 40 to 70 were supplemented with 20 milligrams per day of PQQ, and the result was an improvement on tests of higher cognitive function when compared to placebo. Then the research team gave the volunteers 20 milligrams of PQQ along with 300 milligrams of CoQ10, and the results in improved cognitive function were even more dramatic. PQQ and CoQ10 are both involved in mitochondrial function, so the results didn't come as a surprise. Many older adults experience problems with memory and other cognitive functions, and these issues seem to be happening to younger and younger people. As neurohackers, we always ask the question, are these declines inevitable? In a Japanese double-blind placebo-controlled trial, 65 adults aged 50 to 70 years with forgetfulness were recruited. The volunteers were given 20 milligrams of PQQ and 100 milligrams of CoQ10 per day for 24 weeks. The research team found that PQQ taken either alone or in combination with CoQ10 has the potential to prevent or even to reverse the decline in cognitive function that's caused by aging or oxidative stress. The team concluded PQQ was found to improve not only immediate memory, but also other higher brain functions such as spatial awareness. The effects of PQQ were enhanced when the substance was used in combination with CoQ10. You get some PQQ from the food that you eat, including beans, celery, cocoa, fermented foods like tempeh and natto. Babies get it from breast milk. Estimated daily intake of PQQ is 100 to 400 micrograms per day, but it's unlikely you're getting enough PQQ from your diet alone, and supplementation of this mitochondria generator could help. Clinical studies with humans and animals tell us that 20 milligrams of PQQ daily is needed to experience the cognitive benefits. The primary side effect of using PQQ in your diet is you'll feel better. You should have more energy and you should be thinking clearer and faster. PQQ is non-toxic and supplementation is well tolerated by most people. Your body does not make PQQ on its own. You can get some PQQ from the food that you eat, but studies have shown we may not get an adequate supply of PQQ from the food alone. PQQ helps to create mitochondria in your brain cells. When cellular energy gets a boost, you can experience better and faster thinking. Learning is easier, recall is faster, and you'll be more resistant to fatigue. PQQ is especially helpful for those suffering from age-related cognitive decline. Studies show it helps to stop or to reverse brain degeneration with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, especially in the elderly stage of diabetes. It's suggested to start with a dose of 20 milligrams per day of PQQ. It's a great complement to stack with any other nootropic. It works particularly well when combined with coenzyme Q10. You need to provide your brain cells with fresh mitochondria and supply neurons with the fuel that it's demanding, or the neurons start to break down from the inside. Signs that you're lacking adequate PQQ is brain fog, slow thinking, headaches, and muscle aches. Age-related cognitive disorders that include muscle control problems may want to up the dose to 30 milligrams per day for a limited time until the PQQ blood levels are stabilized.